everyone, Tina Hogan Grant here with my Cuppa A Natter that I like to do on a Monday. I do it twice a month in my home. I like to bring authors into my home and we talk about books, writing, life as an author, and whatever comes to mind. And tonight, Teuta Metra is joining me. How are you this evening?
A bit anxious, actually, to be honest, but but I'm still awake, so I'm fine.
I know you are joining us all the way from the Netherlands.
Yes, you are
and
right.
It is 2 a.m. in the morning.
2 a.m. in the Netherlands, yes.
I have to say, I really appreciate you staying up at 2 a.m. to chat with us and to meet our readers and for them to meet you. So I really, really appreciate you being here. And I'm sure as soon as the chat's over, you're going to go straight to bed.
Of course. Now, thank you for having me here. When we talked, it was somewhere in April, and I thought, okay, I can manage. It's September, I can manage that. And now I said, oh my God, it's 2 a.m. How I'm gonna stay awake? But here I am.
Here you are. I really, really appreciate it. And what part of the Netherlands do you live in?
I'm in Rotterdam.
In Rotterdam?
Yes.
I'm originally from England, but I never made it over to the Netherlands, and it's so close. You're really
yes,
not that far. Before we get talking about your books, can you just give a little background to yourself, whatever you want to share with the rest of the world? Just a little bit about.
Okay. So my name is Teuta Metra, as you said it correctly. I'm I'm born and raised in Albania, but I live in the Netherlands. So I followed my heart. I fell in love with a man and he lived in the Netherlands. So I left everything in Albania, my family, my job, my friends. And I came here. So
wow. And how long ago was that?
I came to Holland in 2013.
Wow. And you never looked back? Never?
When I came here, it was a bit difficult because I was in Albania. I was a person that I had two jobs. I was a journalist, and then I came here and I was doing nothing. So I had to start from scratch. I had to learn the language. I had to learn the people, the culture. But now I'm happy. I work as a librarian by day and as a writer by night.
That's got to be a dream job. Surrounded by all those books, and you get to see what's coming.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, ahead of the game what new books are coming out. And are you able to read them before they get into the library shelves?
They are in Dutch, and I mostly read in English.
Oh, really?
So, but I know what kind of books are like if I have to recommend to a client or something. And sometimes I say to them, please, if I'm talking too much, you have to stop me, because if I start talking about books, I never stop. So.
And have you been back to Albania since you left?
Of course, I go there once a year because I want to.
Hard. I mean, I left England when I was 17. And like you, I left my family, I left my mom, my sister, came to the United States. But I did have my dad here. So that was a little different for me. But still, missing my mom and my sisters and stuff, it was really tough. It was really tough. And not knowing anyone except for dad.
But at least you could speak English. So the language is not.
English is wonderful, by the way. I have no problem understanding you. I do want to pause real quick and see who's joining us. We have quite a few readers joining us. I'm going to just run down the list and say hello to these amazing people. We have Virgie Lane. She says hello.
Hello.
And we have Karen Geerling. She says hello.
Hello, Karen.
Barbara is here from Florida. We have Holly. She says hello. Again, I'm talking to Teuta Metra from the Netherlands. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to try and keep her awake for another hour. If you have any questions for her, put them in the comments, and I will go ahead and get to as many as I can. We have Melinda Keene. She says hello. Anderson Jan. A few more. We got someone in my group. I'm not seeing your name, but hello. How are you?
Hi, everyone.
And then Darlene Johnson. I just want to say hello to you ladies. We have Elaine. Hi, Elaine. So many people joining us. Carolina.
Hi, Carolina.
We have Luann. Hey, Luann. How you doing? This is my editor, Luann. Hey, Luann.
Hi, Luann.
And then we have Cindy. And
Hi,
one more.
Cindy.
I'm going to go to Lori. Hey, Lori,
Lori.
how are you doing? So, Teuta, I got to
Yes.
think before I say you. How long have you been a published author?
I'm a self-published author.
Okay.
I started writing books in 2012. Actually, at that time, I was with one foot in Holland and one foot in Albania. So I was traveling a lot, and it was like testing the waters. I call that book, and it's published in Albanian. But then I wanted more, and I said, no, I want a book in English because the audience is, you have a bigger audience with English books. But I couldn't write a book in English myself, so I approached a translator. And in 2016, I published another book, but this was my first book in English. And then in 2019, I self-published again another book in English, again translated by a translator. And when I was thinking about writing on the other side, my latest book, I had no money to pay a translator.
Oh, wow.
So I said to my husband, you know what? I'm going to write the book myself. And he was like, what? And I think he said, okay, give her a moment because she will come to senses and she will just give up this idea. But I never did. And so I started writing a paragraph a day and deleting it and again until I had a page. And so I just started writing every single day a page of my book. I cannot say that I was happy with the quality of writing, but I'm lucky to have a friend, Natalie Simmons. She's a published writer and she is British. So she helped me a lot with the book and rewriting before we because I did this with Natalie helping me. I started sending query letters to the agents. But unfortunately, I got only rejection and rejection. So I said, okay, now you know what? The book is ready. I have done my best. There has been 2 editors who checked it and proofreaders. So I have the book ready and the cover is ready and I like the cover. So I'm going to self-publish it again. So this is the journey.
Good for you. Now, how many books you have published in English on Amazon?
In English, 3. In English,
And
3.
they're all on Amazon.
Yes, they are all on Amazon.
What was the first book?
The Scene, but I'm not that proud of that.
Okay. All right, that's okay.
So that's why I have here only these 2 to show you.
Okay, let's start with the second one, the one on the left.
This is
the second one. And
can you see it? It's Nowhere Girls.
Nowhere Girls. And briefly, because we're going to talk about your latest one, tell me a little bit about that one. What's it about without giving too much away, and what inspired it?
This is about the life of 3 Albanian women. One of them leaves the country to find a better life. The other one stays in Albania, and the other one, they are old friends, and the third one suffers domestic abuse. So I wanted to catch 3 problems that are now in Albania and to show why people are leaving the country. And this is more or less why I wrote this book. And one of them was a journalist, and people ask me, are you Sarah? Because Sarah is is the heroine of the book. And I say, no, it's not. I'm not Sarah, but she's a journalist. But yeah, okay.
We always say that we put a little bit of our lives in our stories.
That's true. That's true. But I'm not Sarah.
Okay. And this book was published, I'm sorry, what year?
2019.
2019. And it's on Kindle also? And
on Kindle, on Amazon. All my books are only on Amazon.
One more time. I want to see the cover again of that book. I love the cover. And did you have any say in the cover?
Yes, because I'm self-published, so I choose the cover.
There you go. Did you make the cover? Did you make it?
No, but there is a guy, he's Albanian too. He's a graphic designer and he's really brilliant. I love working with him. And even though I can ask him 10 times to change something, he never says no. And He never seems angry.
Okay, well there you go. It's not, sometimes it's not what you know, it's who you know. And then your latest book is called On the Other Side.
On the Other Side is this one.
And this one came out when?
March 2023.
Oh, this year.
Yes.
This year, brand new. Congratulations on the release. Now, is this a standalone or is it going to be a series?
It's a standalone.
It is a standalone?
Yes.
What genre?
Actually, I write women's fiction, but there is always a touch of a love story in my books. And I have seen a lot of bloggers or readers have put into the category of romantic suspense. But I think, okay, there is a love story in that, because I think love is that steering wheel that pushes things forward. Right. But there are a lot of issues in this book, like refugees or illegal immigration, losing love and finding yourself. So there are a lot of issues in this book.
Oh, wow. Can you give us a little insight on what the storyline is about, again, without giving too much away?
Shall I read the blurb better?
Oh, if you want to do that, you can do the blurb, because you're also going to do a reading later. So
yes.
Read the blurb.
But I didn't write it myself, so Natalie did it.
Okay, that's fine.
I hate writing blurbs.
Me too. Okay. I complain about them all the time. But I do one, but I just can't stand doing them.
I just hate it. Okay, so here we go. Rita Hanna's life in Albania is perfect until her mother dies. The only person she has left is her boyfriend, Samuel, who promises Rita a new life in London once he's settled there as a student. Samuel is a dreamer, but Rita is a realist. She knows that for people like her, the UK is a forbidden utopia, only accessible via a fake visa or by smuggling herself on the back of a lorry. When months later, Samuel's social media account disappears and his telephone number ceases to exist, Rita decides that their love is worth risking her life for. As she flees her country and starts her journey across Europe, the last person she expects to meet is Andrew, an Englishman who is about to change her life, but not necessarily for the better.
Ooh, sounds intriguing. What inspired this book?
There are a lot of stories about Albanians and Albanian girls that want to go to the UK because their boyfriends or fiancés are in the UK, and sometimes they just get into a lorry to go there, because for Albanians we need a visa to go to the UK, so we cannot enter the country without a visa. And if you don't get that visa, then you will find other ways.
I didn't know that. In the UK?
Yes.
I had no idea. How long has that been like that?
I think always.
Really? Well, I didn't know anyone from Albania, so that's probably why I didn't know. But
yes, we can travel across Europe. We can stay 3. I mean, I can stay now because I have Dutch nationality, but if you're Albanian, you cannot go to the UK just like that.
Have you been to the UK?
Yes, and it's a funny story because in 2013 I was still having Albanian passport, and my husband and my son, he was 18 months years old and 18 months old. Sorry, they had Dutch passport. I was the only one with the Albanian passport, and when we went to the airport in the UK, the woman said, "Sir, you have to go this way," and I said, "Does she read here that I'm Albanian and I have to go the other way or something?"
Oh my goodness. What part of England did you go to?
London.
And did you go out of London at all, or you just stayed in London?
In 2013, I was only in London, but then 2018, because I had the Dutch passport and I wanted to go to London again, I went to visit Shakespeare's house. I really wanted to do that, so I did.
Oh wow! Okay,
yes.
I lived up north, about 200 miles north of London, in Yorkshire. If you're familiar with Yorkshire at all, that's where I grew up. And what about the US? Have you been to the US?
No.
Do you think you'll ever make it out here?
I don't know. It seems too far away from.
It is quite far. I want to pause for a minute. I see a few questions that I do want to talk to. One of my questions was with your books. Number one, before I get to the questions, do you write like the last book on the other side? Do you write it in English or do you write it in? You
in
do?
English. This one, I wrote it in English. I wrote it myself.
Wow.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Thank
I
you.
can never write a book in your language, so I am very impressed.
I had no other way, and I wanted to write that book. So,
And of course, when you have your book in your country, is it also in Dutch or just American or just English?
no, this book is only in
Oh,
English.
it's only in English.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Do you, when you write in your book, number one, how long did it take you to write this book?
I think it took 2 years.
3 years?
2
Oh,
years.
2. And
Yes.
do you plot your books or do you
No,
start writing?
I didn't plot on the other side, actually. I was just writing what comes to my mind, and I was, okay, let's see what. But I had the ending in my mind. So I knew how I was going to end. So I started then.
And it didn't change. The ending stuck.
No, it didn't
That's good
change.
because when I write and I think of an ending, it doesn't end the way I thought it was going to end. But in regards to your writing, I wanted to put up Laura's question. She's asking why you're writing. Oh, sorry, here it is. But she says you're beautiful. Laurie says your name is beautiful.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
But she also asked, where'd it go? Here it is. Do your characters talk to you as you're writing, or before, or in your dreams?
I think sometimes they don't let me sleep. It's like that, when you are working and there is a scene that you think, no, this is not okay, this is not correct. And then it keeps staying in your mind. And then until I have that done, I really don't sleep. It's like, and poor my husband, it's always something with him. I have to, it looks like he has to understand what it is in my mind. And sometimes I get angry and I say, why he doesn't understand? There is a lot.
It's those people in your head.
Yes, there are people in my head and they are talking and he is talking. And I said, why?
Yeah, it gets hectic at times and I just don't understand. My father was an author too. And sometimes he would come down to dinner in character. And he would be like writing about whoever he was writing at that time.
Yes.
He would be in character at the dinner table. And we'd be like, who are you tonight, Dad? We just knew how his mind rolled. And it is true. The characters will take over. They
Yes.
do. I like it. I love it. Sometimes I get a little mad because I want to write. And for whatever reason, the character is not in my head at that time. So it's like, come on, where are you? Come on, tell me what's next. It's crazy. I want to pop this up real quick too. So she's in my groups. I'm not sure who this is because the group is private, but it says, my mom's family is from the Netherlands. Welcome to the chat.
Thank you.
Now, you said you had a son. Did you have just the one son?
I have two boys.
And how old are they now?
Joel is 11 and Aiden just turned 9.
Okay, and you're a librarian full-time.
Yes, I'm a librarian.
A total dream job. I am so jealous. I want your job.
Okay, when you come to the Netherlands, you come and visit me and we can...
And you write at night. So...
I write in the morning, actually.
You write in the morning before work?
Before I wake up kids to go to school.
Because you have 2 boys. When do you have time to write when you're also a full-time librarian?
I wake up at 5 in the morning, but I won't do it today because it's almost 5.
We just totally messed up your schedule.
No, but I was looking forward to it. So I wake up at 5 in the morning and I write before the kids wake up because even if I'm not working, I want to spend time with them when they come. And in the morning is that time of the day I'm most productive. So it works. Morning works for me.
I'm the opposite. I have to, when I write when the house is quiet, the husband's in bed, the dogs are finally asleep, and I can do some writing. I'll try it sometime in the afternoon, but I prefer it at night. I tried the early morning thing, 5 o'clock. Couldn't do it. I tried. I couldn't do it.
But you couldn't do it, yeah. Now, in the evening, I read because I'm too tired to I think my brain, it doesn't, it's tired to write.
Right. Okay. Oh, we have someone here from El Salvador. I want to put them up. She says hello from El Salvador.
Hello, Carolina.
And I didn't see Renee earlier, so she's here. Good evening, Renee.
Hello.
And Elaine is in Kansas.
Hello.
Do you set goals for yourself? Number one, do you write every day? And do you set yourself a writing goal when you do sit down to write?
I try to write every day, but sometimes, it doesn't happen.
Life
Yes.
gets in the way, especially when you have young boys. They have to come
Yes.
first, obviously. And
Yes.
does your husband read your books?
Does he read my books?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Does he critique them or give you any advice?
Actually, I said to him, okay, you have to find out, not to find out, but think with that I'm not your wife. You have to find the critical point or something. He likes them, so it's not that he's a good beta reader, let's see.
That's good. That's good. I mean, whatever feedback anyone can give you is valuable feedback. It really is.
No, he supports me, and it's my sister and my husband who reads my books first, and then it starts the process of spreading it with the others, and then with the editor. And
I think it's great. Fantastic. And Karen has a question for you. Karen, right? She's asking, what inspired you to write? Starting with your first book, I guess.
Okay, I think I have been writing since I was a child, so it's like part of me. Even though I was writing love poems when I was in high school, I don't have those poems anymore.
Oh, that's too bad.
But I think I have been writing since I was a child, and that it's a part of me. It doesn't feel like work. I love doing it. So
that's wonderful. And I'm assuming because you like to write, you also enjoy reading.
A lot.
You love reading. And what are some of who are some of your favorite authors?
Oh God, I have a lot.
One, give me one.
Historical fiction, I would say Christine Hanna.
Oh yes,
I love her books, and I would say this one. I read The Four Winds twice, and I cried twice. I knew what was going to happen, and I still cried.
I haven't read that one yet, but I do like her writing. And you read in English. You don't read the Dutch book.
I read in English. Yes, I read in English.
That's fantastic.
But don't tell that I don't read in Dutch.
And I'm popping this up. You did answer it, but Cindy, I guess, missed it. She says, "What genre do you write?" Maybe you said it and I missed it. So I wanted to pop that up for you.
I write women's fiction, actually. Now I'm trying a psychological thriller. So I don't know what. But I really love this genre right now. So I read also psychological books. So I'm trying to write one myself.
Do you think you'll ever write a series, or they'll pretty much be standalones?
No, it's a standalone.
And you started writing the next book already?
Yes, I'm writing the next book.
Oh, excellent. Do you have a goal of when you'll be finished and start the publication process?
End of September, it has to be done.
Oh, it has to be done this month.
This month,
and then no more 2 a.m.s after this.
No more. But now the publication process, it will take a bit, because I have to start. Somebody has to check the language, okay, and then the editing, and then proofreading, and I will start sending some query letters. I want to try again, trying to find an agent. It's just that idea, really how it feels.
It's so hard.
I know, but I will try it once more, and then
you're never gonna get it if you don't try. That's the bottom line. So I wish you all the luck with that. I really do.
Thank you.
I hope it happens. I really do. Karen wants to know, where is she? Here she is. Other than writing and reading, what are the hobbies? Oh, sorry. Wait a minute. There she is. What are the hobbies you have?
Oh God, it's
like
boring.
Like you have time for any other hobbies.
Right now, I don't have time for any other things, but okay, maybe this one. When I came to the Netherlands, I didn't know how to ride a bike, and here everybody rides a bike. So I was feeling quite okay. Well, how can I tell that I don't ride a bike? So when I was 41 years old, I learned how to ride a bike, and now I tried.
Good for you.
Yes. So now I go out with my boys and we just cycle around. And maybe this is a new hobby that I have, that I
That's
found
great that
out
you're
in the
doing it with the boys.
Netherlands.
I'm almost 60, and just 4 months ago, I learned how to ride a motorcycle. So, hey,
You see?
it's never too late to start something new. I've been riding on the back of my husband for 30 years. I'm like, you know what? I want my own bike. But I did get a trike. I didn't get 2 wheels, I got 3 wheels. But I figured it out. And, it's almost 60 years old. I started something new. So you're never too
Yes. Yeah. But it's funny because I go now cycling with my children and they say, Mom, you're doing great. You are doing great. Well done. And I say, okay.
I love it. That's great. Before we go to your reading, which I'm excited about, one quick question just popped into my head. You're in the Netherlands in Rotterdam. Rotterdam? What is it again?
Rotterdam.
Rotterdam.
Yes.
I've never been to the Netherlands, but I hear so many wonderful things about it. But if I come to the Netherlands, what are some of the things you would suggest I go see?
It depends where you go. If you go to
Your
Amsterdam,
town,
where
where you
every
are, where you are.
now I would say if you go to Amsterdam, you have to visit Anne Frank's house. You would love that, I
Oh, yeah.
think. So just keep it in mind. And if you come to Rotterdam, there are a lot of things that we can do. I can show you around the city. Now it's my city.
It is.
But it's pretty, it's beautiful here in Rotterdam actually, and there are a lot of things you can do. And now it's not that something pops up in my mind right now because lately I have been doing only things that you can go with children. But
When you're out and about, do you speak Dutch or Albanian or English, or it depends on who you're talking to?
It's kind of a mix. I speak Dutch when I'm working. I speak English sometimes if we have clients that they speak only English. So sometimes it's like, okay, what kind of language I'm going to use today? And I speak Albanian at home with my children because I wanted them to speak Albanian too. So
I don't know how you keep track. That's incredible. How many languages do you speak? You
I
got
speak four.
Dutch, Albanian, English, and what's the fourth?
And Italian.
Wow. Okay, I'm impressed. I used to speak French many, many years ago in England because it was mandatory to learn French. And back then, I did read in French and I was able to speak it fluently. But since I've left England, I've never had a use for it. So I would have to teach myself again French. But I did love the language when I
Yes, and it's when you don't use it, you just forget it. It kind of dies, and
but you never forget how to ride a bike. That's what they say. You're good on that one. I do want to pause because I'm excited. You're going to do a little reading first. So I'm going to hand it over to you. Are you ready to do that?
Yes, I will try my best English.
Oh, you're doing fantastic. You really are. So I'm going to hand it over to you. It's all yours.
Okay, thank you. When the stranger's hand pushed me under the train, I finally understood that I should never have come to this country. This is what happens to people who are born on the wrong side of the border. The things I did before the tragedy were wrong. All this. Wake up, wake up. A man's voice keeps calling me. I want to do as he asks, but my eyelids are too heavy. I can't explain how or why, but it's as if my past has physically landed on me, sealing them tightly shut. He says my name again. Rita, Rita, Rita. I can hear you, for God's sake. I can't move. I want to scream. Instead of repeating my name over and over, why doesn't he cover me with a blanket? Cold hands press my body and I want to push them away, but something is pulling me down. There is so much light, so much movement. I don't know any of the people hovering over me. All I know is that everything is cold and my body is freezing. The man's shoulders are shaking, and I hear him sobbing now. I love you, he whispers, gently stroking my hand, as if afraid of the tubes that hang all over my arm. Do I even know him? Wait, why is he crying? Am I dead? I concentrate for a heartbeat, but I don't see death. Shouldn't I be shrouded in darkness? Instead, it's a bright light that surrounds me. At times, it's too bright, stretching to the point of blindness. A woman in a white coat enters the room. She too is asking me to wake up. Her voice is familiar, but I can't place it. What's wrong with these people? Why don't they let me go? An urge to fly far away from this bed builds in my core, but the man's hand is keeping me anchored to the white room. Even my clothes are white now. I don't like white. It reminds me of the waiting rooms in hospitals, waiting for my mom to get well. She never did. I can see the tubes attached to my body, and I can hear the rhythmic whistle of the oxygen machine, which is already getting on my nerves. But for some reason, I can see the face of the man who keeps calling me. I see the way his body moves, and I see his hand in mine, but I can't seem to focus on his face. How stupid of me to come to London, though, only to find myself under a train. So much struggle and heartache just to end up like this. It's so pathetically tragic, I could laugh. But I know somebody pushed me. That much I do remember. I also know that I was supposed to meet somebody today, but there was a fight. I can't remember any more detail than that. It's so frustrating, and then I was pushed, and everything turned to black. I will never forget the scream. I'm just not sure if it was my voice, theirs, or somebody else's. I willed myself to focus, but the face is fractured into millions of tiny pieces. If only I could put them together, I would know who did this to me. But you can't blame a person without a face.
Oh my goodness. Keep going. Keep going.
Thank
Oh,
you.
wow. That is very, very intriguing. I want to put up some comments while you're reading. We have this one here from Karen. She says, very interesting.
Thank you.
Janelle says, wow, my thoughts exactly.
Thank you.
Connie says, lovely reading.
Oh, thank you, Connie.
Janet says, beautiful reading.
Thank you.
Renee says, it sounds so good. Now,
Thank
this
you
is
so much.
on the other side, correct?
Yes, on the other side, yes.
Let's see that cover one more time.
Oh, yes.
Here we go. And the accent was perfect.
Thank you.
You did very well. Very well indeed.
Thank you.
I'm just putting up some of these comments because they loved it. I loved it too. Great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Fabulous.
Wow.
Let's see a couple more. Here we go. Your reading is beautiful. Lovely job.
Thank you.
Someone in the group says so deep. And one more. Loved it. Thank you. Now, this book, we know that it's on Amazon. It's on Kindle. Is it also available in other places like libraries or
It's
in the US?
now it's only on Amazon actually, and if you are in Holland, it's in Rotterdam at the Donor Bookstore.
Okay. What about Kindle Unlimited?
Yes, it is on Kindle Unlimited.
Okay, so that's why it's not on the other ones. Okay, all right. Connie also says, I love that cover.
Thank you. Poor guy. I asked him to change so many times and he never said no or just don't worry, we can do it. We can do it.
Now, is this the same guy that did
Yes.
the cover for the second book?
Yes.
He does great work. And you told him exactly, of course, what you wanted on it.
Yes,
And how to
yes.
do it. And he's in Holland, did you say? Or
No, he's in Albania. I worked with him when I was in Albania, so.
Oh, wow. And do you have family still in Albania?
Yes, my parents and my sister are in Albania, and my brother is in London.
And you said they read your books in Albania?
My mother read it. On the other, no, we're girls because I wrote it in Albanian. Okay.
Okay, because I was going to ask, she could read in English. But
so I printed a copy for her and I gave it to her, but she hasn't read on the other side because it's only in English and it was too much to write it in Albanian again, only for her. I know it's not good, but mom has to learn some English.
That's right, and you're her teacher. You're her teacher. I love it that she reads your books. And you said you have a sister over there too?
Yes,
But
a sister.
does she read them?
Sorry, can you repeat it?
I'm sorry. Does she read the books too?
Yes. She reads the books, and she also give feedbacks that okay, I like it, or I didn't like that. Can you see this character, or you have to work more on that? So I always get feedback from my sister, and she's really positive. She's really positive. Oh, and by the way, she encouraged me to contact you.
Oh, really? Okay. She must have seen one of the chats or something.
I think so. And she's always, you have to talk to people, and if you don't talk and say something about your work, nobody will know what you are going to do. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna send her a message, and she will say no. And I'm done with my sister. I will tell my sister, you see, I tried. She said no. And then when you said yes, I said, oh my God, what I did.
You had to wait a little while to get on, but I'm so happy to have you. Now, is your sister able to watch this live? Do you know? Have you talked to her?
No. It's 2:40 in Albania as well, so she's sleeping. But I'll send the link to them, so everybody's gonna watch.
Yeah, it'll be on the author page and in my reading group if you want to join the group. So there will be the recording, and that doesn't come down. And I also put it on my website and the podcast, which I will send you links for once it's up. Well, how cool is your sister? She's looking out for you and getting you out there because you.
So I was talking to her and I said, "What did you do to me? You see?" And I said, "Now, good luck tonight."
Now, is she older than you or younger?
No, she's younger than me. Do
you think she'll move from Albania? Is she ever shared with you that she'd like to move? Or
no, she's in Albania, but she works for two American organization or American businesses. I don't something. So she's totally different from what I do. She's an accountant, so
she does read the book, so that's a plus. But that's one of the hardest things about being an author. Back in the day when my dad, was around, he would just be a recluse writing all day. And it was up to the publishers to get his books out there, promote him, send him to the bookstores. Hey, you got a signing at this store, you got a signing at this store. But now we have to I'm self-published too. I went through a publisher for my first book and never again. But anyways, been there, done that. But we have to wear all these hats now. We have to promote, we have to promote, we have to figure out our covers, we have to be social with our readers, which I love doing. But it's just all of a sudden you're not just a writer. And if you're so used to being the quiet, the reserved person, just writing at home, you got to kind of come out of that and put yourself out there. It's tough.
Yes, it is. But the thing, I want to try again with agents is just to have that feeling. How does it feel if you have an agent or a publishing house?
Well, there's no doubt the agent will help you tremendously. I take care of my dad's estate. He passed away in 2010, but he had written 36 books to a publisher, and he had the same agent for 30 plus years. They're still his agent, even though he's passed away, and they still handle the contracts for all of my dad's work because he still has books published, he still has offers and stuff like that. And they continue to do all that. So it makes that side of my dad, being an author or whatever, so much easier because they just send me a contract, here, sign this, and it's done. So yes, they do they get a little cut. Of course they do. That's how they make their money. But no, it'll make your life so much simpler. And I wish you all the luck.
But you are right. Marketing is not my cup of tea, but it's like, okay, we have to do it. So.
And it's like the big five publishers, it'd be great to have your book. Mine wasn't a big publisher, it's a small publisher, but it was a publisher. But to get into the big five, the competition is huge. It's huge. But, you just keep doing it. And hopefully one day and it only takes that one person to like your book and push it forward. And there's more rejections than yeses. But, just mingle through.
You just need one.
Yes, that's all it takes. So I wish you all, best of luck for that one. And, I have faith it will happen. I do.
Thank you.
I do. I want to put up some more questions I've been seeing popping up real quick for you. Do you have a special place to write? Like Tina has her cave. My cave is right up there.
I know Virginia Woolf said that a woman must have a room to write. I don't have a room. I don't have a place. Everywhere I go, kids will pop up. But that's why I wake up in the morning and I write in the living room before they wake up.
Before the house gets crazy. So you don't have like a special place to write?
No, I don't have.
I love my little cave up there, and it's just like a little loft. I go up there and I do some writing. Once in a while, I'll go. You know, I tried it before COVID hit, going to Barnes and Nobles just for a little something different to write. But my problem, I went in there to write, specifically to write. They had a nice little coffee shop. It's like an hour from my house. So I'll go in here and write. So I go in there and I get my cup of coffee, and all of a sudden I go, oh, look at all these. I spent most of the time browsing the books. So it's like that didn't work. So
no, for me it doesn't work as well. So it's like better home with nobody's moving around and I can write.
Do you have to have any kind of noise when you're writing, or do you like complete silence?
I like complete silence, actually.
Me too. Some authors love the music, which is great, or they even like the background noise of the TV. But I'm like you, I have to have complete silence.
For me, I need my coffee and writing, so nothing else. Even the cat, sometimes I give her, I'm happy when she's sleeping. So.
Yeah, and a lot of times I'll put my phone in the other room because even if I put it on mute, it'll just start lighting up and I have to look at it. And it's like, no. So
it's a distraction. Like,
yeah,
you cannot find the right words and you say, okay, better, let's check the phone.
A lot of times my phone will be in the other room. So if someone messages me, I'm sorry if it took me a few hours, but I didn't have my phone next to me. So I want to just put this up from Renee. This is really sweet. She says, we appreciate all of you authors for all of the work you put into writing and publishing books for us. I thought that was very sweet.
Thank you so much, Renee. It's really sweet. Really.
This is from someone in the group. Thank your sister from everyone in Tina Hogan Grant's group.
I will do that. I'll do that. Thank you.
And then Laurie says she loves. I'm sorry, I have a fly right in front of my face. Laurie says, I love finding new authors. I just like putting these comments up. Connie says you have a great sister. That's awesome.
That's true, actually. She's really great.
Okay, so the book we talked about On the Other Side, that came out March of this year.
Yes.
It is a standalone. That's the one you read from tonight. The one you're working on now, you say, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a suspense thriller?
A psychological thriller, yes.
And do you have a title for it?
I have a title for it, but I don't know if it's going to be the title that will be published because I always change it. But for now, it's The Woman I Thought I Knew.
Oh, I like that. Did you come up with that?
Yes, and I like it too. So I think I will stick to that. So
The Woman I Thought I Knew. Very nice. And I also like this one, On the Other Side. Now, this title, I'm jumping back to the other book. On this title, did you have that title before you started writing, or did it come to you?
No, it was The Boy on the Other Side of the Border. But then
I like this better. This is very nice. And that came to you afterwards or during your writing?
At the end, I was trying different, but then I thought, okay, on the other side, because the passage I just read, it's she's in a coma, and she starts telling her past when she's in a coma because someone pushed her under a train, and she remembers only her past. And the title, it's not only on the other side of the border, but it's also on the other side of your life because she's almost dead. And that's why I decided to go with that title.
It really is fitting. Now that you explained it that way, it's perfect. I'm sorry, what was the other one again? The one you're doing now?
The Woman I Thought I Knew.
Yeah, I like that title too. And you said it has to be finished by the end of this month, September?
Yes, I will finish by the end of the month, and then my sister and my husband will read it.
Now, do you edit it before you give it to them, or is it just the rough?
Oh, but this is the third time I'm rewriting it, so right. I think I have. I think I cannot change it anymore. So they will check and see if everything is okay, and if the plots, if I haven't done stupid things that I forgot the name of somebody or the color of their eyes. So
Okay. And then do you send it out to an editor, or do you do your own editing too?
No, I will send it to the editor, of course. But then I have to check before I do it. Maybe I will contact someone just to check the language first, because the editor then they will charge more if the English is not that great. So.
And then will be the cover. Now, do you have some ideas for the cover? I don't want you to give it.
Not yet. Not yet.
And you'll be hiring the same cover designer.
I think so.
How many pages is this book?
Which
one? The one you're working on now. How many pages?
So it's 234.
Good size.
And I am now working on the page 170. But it's A4, so. And so I have some more pages to go.
You'll get there, but a couple more weeks, you'll get there. You will. Exciting. Are you trying to do one book a year, or do you want to up it to maybe 2 a year, or what?
I think for me it works better to one book in 2 years. And I think this has to do with the language mostly.
Not only that, plus you work full time, and you're a mom, and you're a wife. So I think that's perfect. I'm excited.
Thank you.
Looking forward to your next book.
Sorry.
Says a great title.
Thank you.
Let me see. Hold on one second. Oh, here we go. Barbara says that you should do some author takeovers. Have you ever done an author takeover?
Not yet.
One thing at a time, right?
Or my sister has to push me again.
There you go. But if you ever think about it, in my group, Read More Books, you can do one anytime on a Tuesday. Every Tuesday is an author takeover day. And you pick the time that's right for you, because you're 8 hours ahead. So, and you can even just, with the author takeover, you can schedule your posts where you talk about your books and probably do a giveaway. And you can just put at the top, I will be in later to comment, because it might be 2 o'clock in the morning if the time doesn't work for you, like it is now. But keep it in mind if you ever decide you want to.
I will keep it in mind. Thank you.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. And I would love to have you for your next book on the chat too.
Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. All right, sweetie. I know it's almost 3 a.m.
Yes.
Where you are, and I'm impressed that you are still sitting up straight and laughing and smiling. I'm impressed. But I got a couple more questions for you before we wrap this up and talk about the giveaway. But one of the questions I ought to ask authors are: you're an author. You have 3 books published. What advice would you give to an aspiring author that is not there yet, but really wants to get a book published? What piece of advice would you give them?
I would say just keep writing. Don't stop. Don't give up. If I started writing a book in English, then of course you can do it. So
perfect advice. But just never give up, and probably read a lot too, right?
Yes, that too.
What are you currently reading? You said that.
I'm reading. Don't laugh with me.
Okay, I will. I promise.
The Secret Thought of Successful Women.
Oh, I like that. Who's that by?
Sorry?
Who's that by? Who wrote it?
Valerie Young.
A lot of advice in there?
Yes. Yes. So I like it. And I'm also reading Atomic Habits, because sometimes I read 2 books or 3 books at the same time. It depends on my mood.
Are you specifically, you read physical books?
When I find them at the library in English, then I read physical books. If not, then I use my Kindle.
Oh, you do read on Kindle? Okay.
Yes. I read on Kindle.
I have a hard time reading on Kindle.
No, I read on Kindle before I go to bed, and then I can concentrate with that. And I try to divide my time. I read fiction during the day when I have time, of course, and I read nonfiction before I go to sleep. So if something stays in my mind, I don't want those kind of plots to stay in my mind. Otherwise, I won't sleep. So
there you go. And normally I tell the authors, but you're an exception because you're going to bed after this. But when you have a chance, maybe tomorrow, if you want to just browse through the comments on the video, like on my author page and in the group, and any questions that we might have missed.
Okay, yes, perfect.
But not tonight, please.
No, tonight I'm going to drink. I'm going to drink a glass of wine, and then I'm going to bed.
Do you have to work tomorrow? Do you have to work in the morning?
Yes, and I have an important meeting today, so I really hope it will be okay, because I have to speak Dutch.
All right, lots of coffee in the morning. Before we let you go, real quick, I do want to talk about the giveaway. You're generously doing a giveaway. Thank you so much for that. It is
I'm giving away this book.
Okay.
It's a paperback.
You are going to be sending it from American Amazon, correct?
Yes, correct. So it won't be a signed copy because of the policies with shipment. If something is shipped from Europe to the US, they change the policy. So it's really difficult.
It's difficult, and it's also very expensive.
Yes, it is, but they change the rules and it's complicated. So it's better for me if I can.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that. And I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner for you because you'll be asleep.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
What I would do is I would tag you when I announce the winner.
Okay.
I'll tag you. So in the morning, you can check that, and I will have them reach out to you. They can just privately message you on Facebook. That's okay?
That's perfect.
And they can give you their information. And then I'm also doing my big giveaway, which is a $5 Amazon gift card. Most of you know how this works. You need to go over to my author page and share this video in all your favorite groups, on your in your favorite groups, Instagram, wherever you want to share it. Do tag me. Let me know that you shared it, and you will be in the drawing for the $5 Amazon gift card. Teuta, this has been such a pleasant chat. I've enjoyed talking to you, and thank you so much for staying up.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
And I want to thank all the readers for joining us. You guys are fabulous, and I will announce the winner in a couple hours. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night. Bye-bye. Thank you.